Hey everybody, it's Amy the Resource Girl, and I'm taking a quick walk tonight. Hopefully I'll get to my destination. If you were able to hear that really loud sound, I'm walking over grates and this subway is beneath. So right in front of me is something that has kind of overtaken Manhattan, which are the marijuana trucks. And it's probably a controversial topic for many people because some people feel it's good to have it legal and other people feel like it's not good to have it legal. If you know me, you know how I feel. If you don't know me, well, okay. But what I can tell you is that one day I went up to the truck and I'm like, what are you guys doing? And they're like, oh, it's totally legal to sell this stuff. And the woman looked at me and said, but that's not all we have. Just so you know, we have anything that you need. And it really upset me because basically she told me that that truck was housing all sorts of things. Not just marijuana. So that was pretty upsetting. Because they really do a lot of promotion on their trucks with lollipops and popcorn, and it can really attract young people. And so it's clear how I feel. So anyway, so I'm not sure if I'm going to make it to my destination, but along the way, I've always thought that this is a really, interesting statue because New York is always like the chase, right? So there's the tortoise and the hare, that whole story about, who's going to make it to the finish line, the tortoise or the hare. So here is the hare, the rabbit, looking pretty fierce to get to its destination. Now, currently, I am working on, with Demetris, a fitness app, and we are feeling like the tortoise and the hare, meaning we are doing our best to race to the finish line. But what we found is that, things that you think are going to take a certain amount of time, generally speaking, they tend to take longer than you would expect, or that you would want. But what I feel like the story of the tortoise and the hare was about the fact that both of them were going to arrive at the finish line. But the tortoise took its time and possibly arrived at that finish line less flustered. And I will say that in New York, I feel that there are more people with that, hare mentality, rabbit mentality of racing as fast as we can. So every time I see that statue, I think about that. I think about the race, the hustle. And the hare is actually on top of a bell. So it's like ding, 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 and they're off. Now, I really don't know much about that statue. I'm telling you how I perceive it as someone walking by. So we're happening upon right now Radio City Music Hall. And one of my favorite things about this location is that there is usually on a street corner up here on the left, there is an ice cream truck that normally parks there, and I happen to know the ice cream truck owner, and even though it's the winter time, I do, when I cross by, I like really think about her being there with the ice cream truck. So I just wanted to like pause for a moment and take a picture of the water. How cool is that? So you can actually see like how beautiful that is. That's really gorgeous. I don't really know if these fountains are new or not, but I feel like I haven't seen them in a long time. One thing I've mentioned is that when you are in a city and constantly working, you oftentimes miss the little details. Radio City Music Hall, the home of the very famous Rockettes. When I was a dancer, I actually danced in several dance companies, and one of the dance companies was established by 3 Rockettes, and they established this dance company that brought together dancers, and I was one of them. And I'm proud to say that I worked with 3 Rockettes and then another person who was in Chicago on Broadway, and it was really amazing. And although I was not a Rockette, I'm really short, and I also was not on Broadway. Oh my goodness, look at the Munchie Chew. I love this store. All the stuff that you really don't need but you want. Like, I mean, who doesn't need these like funny little chickens? Ooh, look at that chicken. Fun, so cute. Love stores like that. Yeah, so while I was in this dance company, I really worked with some great dancers, and I'm just really grateful for that experience, even if I didn't arrive on Broadway, or like I said, I wasn't a Rockette. They did have, actually, for the Rockettes, they do have a group during Christmas that can be shorter, but I never auditioned for those. Here we are at NBC Studios. Now, when I was younger and I first got to New York, I had a friend, and we would come right here, and we would totally act like the paparazzi. I don't know if we brought a camera or not, but we would stay here after Saturday Night Live, and we would just like hang out until we saw the stars. It was fun times. And I saw Steve Martin, who is a comedian, and I never know who's watching or how old people are, but Steve Martin was and is an incredible comedian. I saw him. I saw lots of other people too, but that was one that was really, really memorable, because he's really larger than life. He's a tall guy, but just something about his presence is really big. So we're coming over here to Rockefeller Center, and oh great, so it looks like they're doing some reworking on the ice skating rink. That's a bummer. So, but yep, you can't even see inside. trend that's been happening citywide, and I want to get away from that music, from citywide, are these little igloos. And the little igloos are so that people can group together, and then they're able to have an evening outside where they know the people that they're with. There's also like a sense of privacy. So just gonna lean back so you can see all of 30 Rock. Rockefeller Center, woo! Do it again. Felt good. So yeah, it's been a really beautiful trend to have these igloos that really allow people a chance to celebrate this life by going out to dinner with friends, but also, you know, being aware of what's happening with the pandemic. So I just thought I'd share that. I'm sorry I couldn't show you the ice skating rink, as looks like they are really working on that.